Say something interesting right now. Could I
I'm
say?
trying to think of something that you don't know.
Can I say something interesting?
Yeah.
Did you know that Xenu dropped a bunch of aliens off in a volcano, and their souls are in us now, making us bad people? Scientology rocks. Scientology's metal.
Oh, there was something I just learned. Oh, did you know that worms they like eat soil, right? But they're just consuming the like nutrients in the soil. So like all the sediments and shit just pass through their body.
Like us when we eat food?
No.
Oh.
Like we are chemically changing the food that goes through us.
Right, and they're just picking up what they need and then
it just
shit and dirt.
goes, yes.
Okay. That's neat.
They shit wet dirt.
Did you know we don't know how planes stay in the air?
That's mine! No. I love telling that to people because I'm like, do you fucking know that nobody actually knows how lift works?
You told me that right before we got on a plane, and it did make me nervous, but it made me realize how nervous you were.
I mean, I've never done it before, so I had no idea how I was gonna react, and I ended up just sleeping.
Yeah. It's crazy when you hit a certain altitude, you're like, fuck. Like, it just like hits you, like, you have to go to sleep now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if everybody feels that way, but like, as soon as it hits, I don't know.
For me, it's like you're in a giant white noise machine, and it's just like, I've always fallen asleep like during car rides and like on boats, shit like that.
Yeah.
Like movement puts me to sleep.
My dad, up until I was like 12 years old, would put me in the car if I was being fussy.
So you would go
up
to
to
sleep?
12 years old being fussy.
Wow.
I also would not go to sleep without a glass of chocolate milk.
Fair.
I've always been about my schedule.
That's good. That's good. Yeah.
You guys seen Moon Knight?
You should.
It's a good one.
You don't have to know anything about Marvel to watch it. That's why I love telling people about it.
Yep.
And it's so very, very
Probably
good.
one of the most fascinating characters I've seen in cinema since...
Hands down.
Since American Psycho. Crazy.
Hilarious. Where's it funny? Patrick, what's his name? Patrick Bateman?
Patrick Bateman. And you called him, and you were trying to name the actor, and you called him
because
Christian
his name
Bale.
is Christian Bale, but in Psycho, his name is Norman Bates.
Yeah. Well.
That's why I was confused.
Did you know?
Because I was like, Christian Bates? No, that's not right. But then I said Christian Bateman. I was like, what the fuck? That's more wrong.
Yeah. You ever heard Ed Gein's philosophy on women?
Once or twice.
Yeah. I'm not gonna say it. I don't know if
good.
I can make Go watch American Psycho. We watched that last night. It was a hoot and a holler.
It's so. I truly believe it's gonna become like one of the like Hollywood classics, like the golden age of Hollywood. That shit is phenomenal, and it was made in, I think it was either 2000 or 2003.
I think it might have been earlier than that.
No, it was 2000 something.
Well, as exciting as it would be, we're not here to talk about American Psycho today.
No. Maybe for the Christian Bale episode.
Oh, it's 2000. You're right. But we're back with another Drinkumentary.
Yes.
And this time, I'm not well versed in Michael Moore, but Savvy suggested we should do a Michael Moore one.
Yep.
Just because he's known for documentaries.
Yes.
Documentaries are known for him.
Sure. But I've mentioned before that I took a documentaries class in college, and we watched Roger and Me for that class. How the class worked is we would, I'm trying to think of when this happened, like in relativeness to the pandemic, because I feel like It happened during the pandemic, like when it started.
Mm-hmm.
So we were watching them in person, and then we ended up having to watch the rest of them ourselves. But yeah, Michael Moore. I watched Roger and Me like twice, 2 or 3 times, because I was so revved up by it.
Is it a good one?
Yeah, it's about.
Because I also thought about picking that tonight, but
Yeah, it's about General Motors closing a factory. I want to say in Detroit, somewhere like that. And
that's like his first movie, isn't it?
no,
No,
there's no way. There's no way that's his
because
first
that's
one.
1989. The movie we're about to watch is 2009.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Roger and Me is not his first one, because he was like, no, like people knew him as he was going around in some places. But anyway, they closed this factory in Detroit, and it's like the main source of jobs for that area. And everyone's like, the fuck, why are you closing it?
Mm-hmm.
Like, we need this. But they do it anyway. And it's basically Michael Moore trying to get Roger. I can't remember his last name, but he's like either the CEO of GM or like the head of that district. And he was trying to like get an interview with him the entire documentary. And he's just trying to ask him one question. I can't remember what the question was. But yeah. I'm not going to say anything else about it because you should watch it.
Yeah. It looked interesting. I watched a trailer for it today. It looked very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But we're watching Capitalism, a love story today.
Because we're us.
We're us. Yeah, we never stop talking about capitalism.
Yep. I'm sure ready to get upset. Yeah. And what year did you say this was? 2009?
2009.
So that's fucking 13 years ago. Absolutely disgusting that 2009 was 13 years ago.
Yeah, doesn't feel right.
No.
Hurts my little body.
Yeah.
Big body now, I guess, because it's 2022.
Yep, now we got big bodies. So.
It's got a 7.4 on IMDb, 7.4 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
And then Rotten Tomato has a 74%.
So.
Yeah.
The exact same score.
Exact same score.
Nice.
I have seen some reviews that were very strongly opinionated.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. On both sides. Sure. Both sides.
I'm sure.
So that's fun.
That's what capitalism brings out in people.
I'll read one later.
Decisiveness.
Just because I had a hoot reading it earlier.
Divisiveness. So. That's the word I was going for.
Mm-hmm.
Divisiveness. It's probably not a word.
Divisiveness?
Yeah.
Probably is. I'd guess is.
Hey Google. Is divisiveness a word?
Here's the definition of divisiveness.
Oh wow.
A tendency to cause disagreement or hostility between people.
Yep, wow. That's capitalism.
Humanity can only exist when we fuck each other over. But
not according to Star Trek.
What?
Huh? Wow.
Wow. Special.
Oh, whoa.
Were you about to do it too?
No.
Oh.
I was about to say that it fucks me up that Star Trek was made in 1960s. And they were literally like, here's humans with a great future, but to get there, they had to give up money and racism and sexism and join as one world and focus on science. So
where do you disagree with any of that? You can't. You absolutely can't.
You can't, because we have been doing the opposite, and look where we're at now.
I wrote in a song the other day, if I had all the money in the world, I'd throw it under a mower.
Mm-hmm.
It works with the other stuff I said. It doesn't sound that good right now, but
no.
Yeah.
Didn't hit.
I'm trying to think of what the next part was. Anyways.
Anywho.
Do we want to go just...
Yeah, just get into it. We I'm sure we're going to be recording late again today. Where are we watching this on?
It's free on YouTube.
Free on YouTube. Awesome.
2 hours and 7 minutes.
Cool.
Yeah, and it is already 9:30, so
yeah.
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 It's gonna be another late one.
For sure. What's new?
What's new?
Do you want to say it?
Say what? Oh, cue the cue the music, Doc. I'll do a different one.
Yeah.
Cue the music. Hello.
Hello. Oh wow. Oh wow.
Are you not ready?
No.
Hey guys.
Hey guys.
What a trip it's been since we've been gone.
Truly. It's now 2 a.m. So
Yeah.
just put that in perspective for you.
Yeah, I think the last time we talked to you guys, it was close to 9:30.
Mm-hmm.
We started watching the documentary, and then we got invited out to the bar halfway through the movie.
And I said yes, because the bar is 2 minutes from my house.
No way we're gonna say no.
And we were halfway through the documentary, and I could have used a break. So
Yeah, it was a good break, I think.
yeah, for sure, needed to. Yeah,
A lot of feelings I felt during this movie. A lot of feelings.
yeah. So this is tough because Michael Moore documentaries are an experience, and like you have to see them to get the feelings that he is trying to make you feel.
Yes.
You know.
There's a level of pettiness in his comedy.
Mm-hmm.
Like there will be a lot of stuff where you'll laugh, but you'll also feel this amount of anger in your chest. Like
yes.
you'll be laughing, but you also be like, I fucking want everything to be gone.
Yes. So I don't think we should talk too much about what actually happens in the documentary.
Yeah, this is definitely something you need to go see.
Yes, it's free on YouTube, all right?
Yeah.
There's no excuse. So,
I mean, there's a couple of things I want to talk about that happened for sure.
yeah, yeah. First off, to go back to what we were talking about in the intro, he did actually talk about Roger and me in this one, so it cleared some things up.
Quite a bit throughout the entire movie.
Yes, because he is from Flint. So Roger and Me was indeed his first documentary, which is crazy because it's so well done. But it's about Flint, obviously, not Detroit. And Thor, you're making me nervous.
He's fine where he's at.
Okay.
He's from Flint, not Detroit.
Yeah, from Flint, not Detroit. So the GM factory was in Flint. And I believe his dad either worked there or worked at no, I'm pretty sure his dad worked,
He worked there, I think.
Yeah. And so his dad was also in this one.
Cute to see that bonding, honestly.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this was your first Michael Moore documentary, so why don't you give me some first impressions?
I really love like the interchanging. Oh, I don't know if that's the right word, but like, so like the beginning of the movie, it was we were shown another film, and it was interchanged with it was about Roman times and
Mhm.
how like the higher ups had all the power over everybody in the lower
Mhm.
income, and just the interchange between that film with the what would you call that, the voiceover from that film,
Mhm.
and parts of that movie being played next to pictures of people from our I'm so bad at explaining things right now.
Well, they were just
You know what I'm saying?
switching between the Roman scenes and like scenes from modern America.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to say.
But the voiceover from the Roman thing, that was the only voiceover, and that was still applying to both the Roman stuff and the modern
It's
American
crazy to
stuff.
me that he found this film that lines up so well with describing what is wrong with America and also what was wrong with
Rome.
Roman times. Yeah.
Yeah. Specifically what led to the fall of Rome.
Yeah.
So
The eventual fall of America.
yeah.
Yeah.
Glad we're on the same page. So yeah. I'm telling you guys, this one's a tough one. This one's a tough one.
There was a lot to process that I'm still processing.
Yeah, for sure. That's why we're both kind of like, hi.
Yeah.
Hi, guys.
There's a lot of in between what we're talking. Like, I'm sure you guys don't hear most of it because of the editing, but there's a lot of like long pauses between our talking. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Because this is
Whoa. Got real dark in here all of a sudden, guys.
Jesus.
Savvy's lamps are on timers. So
I didn't know that one was still
off.
on a timer, so that truly spooked me.
You say that every time that
got me.
one goes off.
Do I?
Yes.
I?
You truly do.
I've never said that before.
You've said it the last 2 times that has gone off. Didn't know that was still on a timer.
Well, you're the only one who remembers that. So.
I pay attention to the things you say because I care about the things you say.
Great. Now I'm going to say some things about capitalism. We shouldn't be doing it.
Absolutely not.
Thank you.
That was it? That's all you had to say?
I mean, that sums up everything else that I could possibly say, so.
There was a really interesting part where they talked to priests about if capitalism is a sin. And it's crazy that even those people are like, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, you don't equate those things.
Yeah.
You've never even pondered that question yourself.
Yeah.
But just for it to be confirmed, it's like, oh, shit.
So, like, anything that humans have ever believed in, this doesn't line up with it. Crazy.
Yeah.
And, like, because you brought up Star Trek a lot while we were watching this, because...
Yeah, it's because they kept saying free enterprise.
Well,
like...
that...
Oh, that... right, and the actual... Yeah.
The actual, like, everything that we're doing right now goes against what a good society can be, which is what is in Star Trek. Like, the idea of a society that is beyond all the things that make us bad. You know what I mean? Like,
yes, exactly. Money being fucking the main one.
The big one.
Guys, if there's anything I want you to come away with from this podcast, it's that we don't need money.
Well, we need money right now because that is the society that we live in.
No, stop. Listen, no. We don't need money. Listen to what I'm saying right now. Thank you. Money is just a means of exchange for goods, from time to goods. That's how we designate that. Right now, we are in late stage capitalism, which means that time no longer equates, or like the goods, the money that you get no longer equates correctly the time that is spent earning that money.
Right.
Because like the wealthiest people in this country don't make... Oh my god, Thor, why? God damn it. What did I just say?
That we don't need money.
Yeah.
And that...
Hold on. Let me put these away. We don't need
We're
money.
in late stage capitalism.
Late stage capitalism means that the wealthiest people simply have the most people working for them.
Yes. With that being said, go check out our Patreon.
Go check out our Patreon because I'm about to get a second job.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, it's getting rough over here, guys.
Because
Because I was raised like this shit hits a lot for me because I was raised middle lower class. You know what I mean? Like,
yes,
not being good from the get-go.
That's what I wanted to talk about too.
Yeah,
is because I was raised middle class, much like what Michael was describing in this documentary. Was how he and his family, like, one main salary, which both my parents worked, but you know, later than him.
Yeah.
Later than his generation. So, but like we did trips, and like we didn't have I never had to worry about food from my parents, and like it was very, very middle class. And that's just, you know, my parents, like the generation directly above me. But like, I feel like I won't ever get to that.
Yeah.
Like, I can't provide that for myself.
Even though it's been provided to you.
For me.
Yeah.
My whole life. Which just shows, like, the despairing, how quickly things have changed and how drastically.
Yes, for sure.
Which is why all the young people today are very worried.
No, it's going to get to a point where things have to change. I was raised...
That's what I keep saying, too.
One person making money in the household, and it was usually not a great job. It would be, like, delivery driving would be the person making the money, because my mom never worked. But yeah, I was never raised in a good situation. So, you know, it's not even like it was that bad of a situation. It was just like my entire family for generations has never had a lot of money. Never got to the point of making a lot of money. And on top of that, my mom had, I think she's on 8 or 9 kids right now. I'm the oldest of 9, I think. So
you think, or you know? I thought you knew that.
I think it's 9. I say 9. It's 9.
Okay.
It's 9. That's including my on my dad's side too.
Okay.
Which also, my dad is all the way in Tennessee, so it's like even over there, it's not a great situation either. I think they're more middle class over there, though. I think lower middle class. Honestly, I think I might be doing the best out of anybody I've seen in my family do. So, props to me.
Yeah.
Get fucked, you losers. Figure it out.
And with us talking about like how we're worried about having a middle class, like this shit was made in 2009.
That's what I was about to say. This is
13 years ago. Like Obama was just elected president.
The thing ended with so much hope because Obama had been elected. Yeah. Which honestly, he might be the best president that we've had in a long time.
In modern times. Yeah.
But after that, it's been kind of a shit show.
Yeah. I blame men. But anyway.
I also blame men. So.
There's a common denominator between all of the presidents of the United States. One single one.
There's been 2. Well, one throughout all of them, but for the most part, white.
Yeah, that's why I said one. Yeah. So, take that with what you will. I mean, it's crazy to me that we're younger and like noticing these things, and you would think that older people would also be noticing these things because they've lived longer and like have had longer to see changes, and they don't seem as concerned as we do.
It's the amount of brainwashing that they've gone through.
Right, that was a big part of this documentary as well.
For how long of our lives has socialism been such a no-no word, like a bad word? When in reality, when you learn about socialism, you're like, this sounds good. Like at least we could give it a try.
It is good. Like a lot of the things I learned from this documentary is that the mid 1900s for America, like it was capitalist, but a lot of the policies and how people live their lives were pretty socialist.
Yeah, the 90% rate of tax
Mhm.
on wealthier people. That
Mhm.
was a big thing that got me, where they
Yeah.
were like
90% tax on the wealthy, healthcare and dental care, like
cheap
cheap
college. Yeah,
education. All of those are really what's considered socialist nowadays.
yeah,
And like we start like the boom of America was that time too, like when we had the most socialist shit going on. So
yeah.
what happened?
We've
You
been
know?
we've been scared into thinking that these things are things that make us like other countries that we've been told to fear, when in reality it's just the people taking care of the people.
Mhm.
And we've just been brainwashed into thinking like these things are not okay. And but like even when you talk about it, it's like, how does anybody think that?
Yeah.
Do you want to
Well,
go ahead?
I hear what you're saying,
Right.
but for some reason, I feel like I have always been like, fuck capitalism, you know? Like without even having the words to express that, I've always felt that.
Felt what?
Like, fuck capitalism.
Fuck
And
capitalism. Yeah.
I distinctly remember having conversations with friends at lunch in like 7th grade, and we were discussing how to get rid of money and like different forms of not money but like exchange for goods
Right.
and how to like distribute that to everyone so that everyone listen.
See, what's
What?
crazy is I've always been raised around a bunch of people in the lower class society,
Mhm.
and they've been like they've been brainwashed to the point where it's more like capitalism is hope for them.
Yes.
So they're thinking the entire
That's
time
the
like,
entire purpose of it.
yeah, it's
Is to give is to frame capitalism in a way that you're like it's anyone can be whoa, anyone can be successful, anyone can start a business and like
yeah.
do all these things. It's a free market, anyone can get into it. That's simply not true anymore.
Also, a big word, like a big thing they kept saying was, it's a sink or swim scenario.
Mhm.
Which what is appeasing, pleasing? What is the word?
Appeasing.
I said it right the first time.
Yeah.
Appeasing about that, you know what I mean? Where like,
That's again part of the brainwashing is that competitiveness is good
right,
and like that's just part of it because that is part of capitalism is there's always going to be people up and people down. That's literally part of the system of capitalism
right,
is that for the wealthy to be wealthy, the poor need to be poor because there's an imbalance there.
where truly nobody needs to be wealthy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. And people can operate like businesses can choose to operate in a more socialist way, which there were examples of that in this documentary. But that's like the vast minority, and like it's good for their workers, but most people don't get to benefit from that.
yeah.
So,
Another thing that happened in this movie was the dead peasants thing with
that shit was tough.
yeah, that was fucking insane.
Hmm.
First, we were introduced to a woman. I can't remember who her husband was working for.
It was Amory or something. Amory, Amery.
But they had taken a life insurance policy out on her husband while he was working with them, and then when he died of cancer, they made $1.5 million off of his death.
Yeah. And the family got absolutely none of that.
Yeah.
So
crazy. Like I was wondering that entire time. Like, was it something in their contract that they just didn't read, or like how do you get away with that?
That's part of capitalism.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a certain amount of ownership over your workers.
I mean, that's why lawyers were looking into it, is because
Yeah,
it shouldn't be legal.
no, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't. And like how fucking my train of thought keeps dissipating.
Just saying.
Oh boy.
What a rough episode for us to get extra drunk on.
Absolutely, because fucking capitalism.
Yeah.
I could genuinely talk about it for forever and make really eloquent arguments about
Mhm.
it.
But we've drank quite a bit.
We've drank quite a bit. We've only been going for like 20 minutes.
Oh,
It's
shit.
still 2 a.m.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It feels like it's been so long.
Yeah. We still have so much longer to go.
Yeah. I mean, we don't have to make it that long of an episode. But I do want to touch on some things that are talked about in this documentary. We're not going to discuss it because truly you guys should just watch it.
Yes.
All right? You're going to learn so much and feel so many things.
Mhm.
But some things that are discussed in the documentary are the evictions.
Yes.
Evictions. Banks are a huge part of this. This was briefly mentioned, but I thought it was fucking crazy because I've never heard of it before, but there's for-profit juvenile detention centers.
Yeah.
Insane. Like, that just saying that feels illegal.
Yeah.
The corporate life insurance policies, refinancing basically gives the bank permission to like fuck you over on your house so that they can eventually take it from you.
Yeah, a big thing that I like, so there was these group of people protesting at their work because they were getting laid off without getting paid what they were owed. So they started protesting, and I thought it was crazy, the idea that a bank cannot pay you what you deserve, and then that same bank can turn around and foreclose on your house because you didn't pay what you owed them. Like, crazy. Absolutely
Yeah.
nutty.
Yeah. And then there was this crazy ass shit about the stock market crash. I think it happened in 2008, 2009, where a bunch of people made some bad bids, and it was mostly like banks and law firms that like went under, and fucking they apparently a lot of people from one of them, I think it was like Golden something, like Golden Mock. No, that wasn't it.
I don't know.
It was
Is that where
gold.
we were
Gold
met?
wasn't it?
Is that where we were met with the stunning visualization of Jesus Christ on the cross in the stock market? Do you remember that?
I absolutely do remember that, but I don't think it was.
I think that's when they were talking to the Prees.
Yes.
Yeah.
But these people from this bank, like executives in this bank, were fucking in. I can't remember if they were in Congress or like in part of the like judiciary committees, or if those are the same thing. I can't remember. I think it was Congress actually. And they were basically trying to get Congress to bail out
Oh, yeah.
the fucking businesses that crashed the stock market.
Yeah.
For fucking $700 billion.
Yeah.
Like,
and all the fear tactics that were put on the people in Congress to get them to vote onto that, like
basically saying it would be worse than the Great Depression, like
literally being like, "Hey, we got to do this by tomorrow."
The stock market is not the economy, okay?
Yeah.
Anyway, fucking At first, Congress was like, no. And then they had like closed door meetings with the Democrats and they fucking voted on it again and they got the money.
Mm, mm.
700 billion fucking dollars.
None of our representatives can be trusted.
Absolutely not a single one of them. Even if they talk good, you don't know what they're doing, behind those closed doors. But yeah, that shit was, I had never heard of that. And it's wild to me that I have never heard of that before. When fucking Congress paid companies $700 billion because they fucked up when they were supposed to be a sinker, like we were saying earlier, like
sink or swim.
if you're out, you're out. Like that's on you because it's a free market fucking
market. Unless
free market system.
You're already rich, and then it's like we can give you a little bit of a hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus fucking Christ. Like
I saw your yacht from my yacht, so I don't want to see you sink or nothing.
This documentary is truly terrifying. Like just like I said, it being 13 years ago and knowing how much worse the wealth disparity has gotten in that short decade.
Yeah. See, the thing about it is it made me really angry in a lot of parts. It made me really fearful in a lot of parts, and it also inspired me a lot to like get more involved. It also made me feel hopeful in some ways because as you said while we were watching it, that it's crazy the amount of time that it took for things to get bad. Because they were talking about stuff from the 1960s where things were fine to literally the 1980s where everything kind of took a turn.
Ronald Reagan fucked everything over for us.
Burn in hell next to Donald Trump. But
he's already there.
Well,
isn't he?
Trump will be seeing him soon.
Yeah. Pretty sure he's already dead.
It gives me a lot of hope because as fast as things can go bad, I think things can go good again. So,
yeah, I mean,
and
we can only hope.
They've made so many of us young people broke and scared. Like it's gotten to a point where it's like, eventually we're gonna
honestly very intentional.
Eventually we're gonna outnumber you guys, like more than we already do. So, be scared, old people.
Yeah, fuck you.
Fuck old people.
Fuck you, except for Michael Moore. I love you, bitch.
Oh, dude, you're great.
I ain't never gonna stop loving you, bitch. Michael Moore, please make a documentary about the coronavirus pandemic. That's all I want. It would be the greatest thing.
Please give us an update on what's happening with capitalism.
Yeah, not specifically the pandemic, but specifically how rich people got during the pandemic. You can do it. I want to see you fuck with Elon Musk. Thank you.
Oh, I would love an interview between Michael Moore and Elon Musk.
Oh.
Michael Moore and Jeff Bezos interview?
I really want to see.
I want to see Michael Jeff Bezos sweat for an hour.
Yeah. Also, you're welcome for the idea there. So yeah, that's mostly it's mostly about like the banks and like how they pretty much run the country. So
nothing new to us.
Nothing new.
But really informative. Really
truly, like there's so many details and a lot of it's told from the perspective or like told from people who are actually like experiencing this shit that's happening in America.
Yeah. There was a lot of interviews with people in better positions, but mostly people that were struggling with what has been happening.
Yeah.
Do you want to hear this review that I had pull up? It's kind of a long one. Not that long.
Source it.
I don't know how to pronounce that name.
Soham Sadukan. Sadukan?
I have no idea. But what they had to say about this was Absolute junk. Even hardcore socialists should stave off from watching
Stave.
Stave?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Steer. Like, don't.
Okay, you're trying too hard. Even hardcore socialists should stave off from watching this documentary, in quotes, which in reality is a childish, illogical smear campaign idolizing people who shirk personal responsibility.
Oof.
Not only with you not learning anything, but it will also annoy you to no end. The opening itself summarizes the whole film. It's designed to emotionally engage us with the non-existent material and make us feel sorry. Also, they put a comma next to an and.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
that's 100% a hardcore capitalist right there.
And
That's all you need to know about
m-
that person.
Make us feel sorry for the people depicted, which does not work because the setup is so cringeworthy. On top of that, Moore
Tough.
really has no point except capitalism is bad.
What?
It fails,
Yeah.
it fails miserably. If you have to watch something by Michael Moore, go watch the ones about or go watch the one about guns instead. And that was the end of that.
Except capitalism is bad. Yeah.
Did you watch the movie?
That's it, bro. That. Good job.
Did you watch the movie? That's what. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you not catch all the reasons why it's bad? That's his only point? Yeah, that was the point of the fucking movie.
Yeah. I feel like he saw capitalism, a love story, and he's like, oh, I love capitalism.
Yeah, I did go watch it. He was like, oh, dude, I love capitalism.
And then he was met with a different fate.
He thought it was going to be about two Wall Street people falling in love with each other.
Aw. It would have to be a gay love story.
You think so?
Pretty much.
Oh, you're right, because it's all white men.
Yeah.
There was a really fast part in the movie where it cut between like a bunch of people looking really scared
during the stock market crash.
Yeah, during the stock market crash, and there was 2 women in those photos all together.
Yep.
And I think one person of color, but I think that was it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because not only is capitalism bad, it also drives racism and sexism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, the reason stocks are so confusing is because they're supposed to be. Like,
yeah.
They're
Yeah.
literally intentionally made to be confusing, and like different aspects about them are made to be confusing so that it's exclusive.
Yeah, there was a part.
So that's neat.
There was a part where he was talking about derivatives.
Yeah.
And he kept asking people to explain it to him, and like nobody would. And then one person tried to, and he couldn't.
Yeah.
And then it played a video of a guy from Harvard trying to explain it, and he couldn't.
Yeah.
And then he showed us the equations for a derivative, and he was like, "Does this look unsolvable?" It's because it's meant to be.
Yeah. And then the first dude that was trying to explain it was like, if you're a lawyer and you come in here trying to find out if what they're doing is legal and you can actually figure it out, they'll give you a job. Like,
yeah.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
I think if it's that confusing, it should be considered illegal.
Legal.
Yeah.
It's almost like that makes sense.
Yeah. Oh man.
Man, we're so fucked, guys. It really just it's crazy. It's truly crazy.
Yeah. It's man, I don't know. I would really like to have a lot of hope that things would get better, but it gets harder.
Yeah.
I'm
just trying to figure out where these old rich people think their money is going, because it's going to younger people and like maybe even just back into the general public. Like you can't take your money with you. Do you think you're immortal or something?
I don't know
The fuck?
what, like, There's this guy that my roommate watches, and he's
Mhm.
literally just the worst man that's ever existed.
That stuff.
I watched a whole video about him calling Spider-Man a pussy. I can't remember his reasonings, but it was like just the most sexist shit I've ever heard.
Oh.
And talking about Spider-Man of all people, just saying the most sexist shit.
Mhm.
But
Wait,
the video I
wait,
watched.
wait. Like, okay, it's a man. Oh, like sexist, like a man has to be manly and shit like
Yeah.
that. Okay, okay,
It's a
okay.
bald-headed man
Yeah.
who's kind of like he's in a weird in between of being in shape and not being in shape, but he also talks about how strong he is all the time. Yeah. He's the worst, but I watched a video from him the other day where he was talking about like, listen, if you got money and your kids, like if you have kids and you have a lot of money, you don't give them any of that money. You spend as much money as you can before you die. I was like, for
What
what?
the fuck is the point of having kids then?
What's the point of what's
Like what?
he was like, if I
What
ever
are
have kids,
you-
no, nobody's gonna have a fucking kid with you.
No, absolutely not. How do your kids not die?
My roommate, I don't know if he like watches him ironically or not.
Yeah, I was concerned. I was about to ask
But I don't know.
because that's
Because he's usually laughing at it, which I can get
that
too.
does sound. Yeah, he could be like trying to be funny though, like the guy you're talking.
Yeah. I wish I could figure out what his name is because I would love to directly call him out. Ooh. I looked up Spider-Man as a pussy on my phone and I got a lot of porn.
There was a part where Michael Moore like caution taped off the entire block
That
of like
was-
Wall Street.
Yeah, that was like the very last scene.
He's truly my hero.
Yeah. Also, yeah, he also went through the what do you call that? The thing you talk through and it
Megaphone.
Bullhorn? Megaphone. Bullhorn? What am I talking about?
I don't know.
But he was talking through the megaphone. He was like, "You're under citizen's arrest. Everything you're doing in here is illegal. Please come out. Everything will be okay. Federal prison is not that bad."
You'll be fine.
Yeah.
But go. And then, did you want to talk about the FDR Bill of Rights?
Yes, I do want to talk about the FDR
Okay.
Bill of Rights badly. Because it's crazy that I have never heard about this in my entire life.
Yeah.
Never once in school was it brought up to me in history or anything like that, even though I've learned a lot about FDR. But never have I heard about, I wish I'd written down like certain things from it, but I remember like universal health care being
It
part
was,
of it.
he was proposing a second Bill of Rights to like basically bring into law and like have that add on to all the rights that we already have.
Yes. Which he was saying basically that there is an economic aspect to our culture that has been undeniable.
Mhm.
Basically, like this is going to be a part of how things run from now on. So he was trying to add universal health care, paid leave from work, just like all these things that all these other countries have that we don't have.
Mhm.
Still to this day, a lot of these
Yeah.
things that we still don't have as rights that other countries do.
Mhm.
And it would like he died a year after that he wrote that, and just nothing has been said about it since because it doesn't help the wealthy get more wealthy.
Mhm.
So you know how much I would kill for a paid vacation?
Yeah.
I would absolutely devastate somebody's life for a paid vacation. Preferably a wealthy person's life.
Mhm.
Yeah.
A paid vacation to move to another country. Thank you. A one-way paid vacation.
So your paid vacation from, oh, I'm not coming back. Sorry.
Thank you. I'm good from here. Thank
Yeah.
you so much.
I just actually got citizenship in Germany, so thank you.
Oh yeah.
I'll come visit when I come to see my mom.
Great.
But yeah, another thing is like when you are raised in America, you're taught all your life that you are in the best country.
I know. Oh my god. So many holidays dedicated to just fucking America.
To that red, white, and blue, baby. Hey, these colors don't run. I hate this.
Pretty
country.
much the whole summer is like America.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Here to save
Can
the
I say that?
motherfucking day, yeah. But yeah, it's fucking Trey Parker and Matt Stone. They're not gonna sue us. They're good people.
Okay. God bless.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. Just said that.
God bless Trey Parker, the creators of South Park. Trey Parker and Matt Stone.
Oh boy.
Truly, they've made so many good things though. Like, somebody that doesn't. I mean, I've watched quite a bit of South Park, but like somebody that hasn't watched South Park since I was 13, you still got fucking Book of Mormon.
Mhm.
You got Basketball. You got
What'd you just say?
Basketball. Have you ever seen Basketball? It's a movie that
Still don't know what you're saying.
Basketball.
Biscuit, like
Basket. Like a mixture of base and basketball. It's a movie that Trey Parker and Matt Stone made that they also star in, where they combine the sports of baseball and basketball.
No.
Yes.
Say it one more time.
Basketball.
It sounds so funny.
Yeah.
Basketball.
Basketball. You've never heard of basketball?
No. Am I crazy?
It's an okay
that sounds
movie.
So funny. Basketball.
Yeah, basketball. It's
Basket.
it's like
It sounds-
basket with an unrecognizable accent.
Yes, that's why it's so funny.
Basket.
Oh my god. Okay, we gotta move off. What are we talking about?
I don't know.
Okay, cool. I think we were just thanking the South Park creators.
You think we were what?
Thanking the South Park creators.
Yeah.
And you were like, yeah, they've done so many great things, including basketball.
And you've never I'm assuming you've never seen it.
No, are you kidding me?
It's an okay movie. Oh, because you said America, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Because they also did Team America, which that is what that song's from.
Gotcha.
Have you ever seen Team America?
No. The only time I've ever watched South Park was with you and Isaiah.
Team America and Basketball are not South Park. They're both separate movies. Also,
I didn't think so.
Team America is all puppets, like marionette puppets. And there's a sex scene with marionette puppets in that movie.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a genre of comedy that I consider to be like
Not great.
male
Mid.
comedy.
Is it all stoner comedy?
No, it's like vulgar,
All right.
stupid comedy.
Yeah, I grew up on a lot of that and then just kind of like went my separate way with it.
That's good.
Yeah. Because I used to also
I can't stand it.
a lot of my personal comedy used to be a lot of just like shock value shit.
Mhm.
And like that don't get you nowhere.
Yeah, I think all of us kind of went through that shock value phase
Yeah.
because of the internet.
Yeah. What we got?
Anyway, if we're not careful, our country's going to fall apart. So, yeah, we're at an hour, so let's call it there after I just said that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's honestly,
Oh my god.
rise up. What's a good note we can end this on?
I don't want to end this on a good note
Fair
because I'm so frustrated. I feel like I've been saying the same thing over and over again for a lot of my life. And
I'm just now getting to that point.
yeah.
Which is crazy.
And it's just like the more you get into it, the more you're like, yeah, like it's gets more frustrating, and it's just more unbelievable that people are so stupid.
Yeah.
To the point where like they were just manipulated for money.
With that being said, go check out our Patreon.
No.
No,
don't do that.
We don't have a Patreon.
We don't have a Patreon, so there's nothing to go check out.
Just kidding.
But if there was, would you?
Would you guys be interested?
Would you guys be interested in that?
If we started live streaming, what would you guys think about that?
If we sold art, would you guys be interested in that?
That'd be really cool because we've been talking about some art things.
It'd also be a fucking miracle if they made it this far into this episode.
Truly. Truly.
Truly. You a real one if you hear.
Yeah.
So
Jesse,
it's just gonna be Jesse. I know you also feel similar ways about this, so
text me on the Instagram if you got past this and you're not Jesse.
Yeah, and also to Jesse, let me know if you ever want to watch a Michael Moore documentary, especially this one. Truly,
or
such an experience.
Roger and Me.
I
need to watch that one now.
Also want to watch 11/9, Fahrenheit 11/9.
I want to watch
and Fahrenheit 9/11.
I want to watch Sicko because I have no idea what that's about.
I don't either.
Yeah.
But yeah, he
trailer
has
for it.
Quite a few. I think he has 20 something credits in his director's.
He also, I wanted to say
section
this
on IMDb.
I wanted to say this to you earlier, and I said I would save it for the podcast. But he also wrote, at least directed a comedy movie about somebody getting elected for president and not knowing who to blame stuff on because they weren't like upset at Russia anymore. So they decided to put the blame on Canada, and that's like the whole movie. It's called Canadian Bacon or something like that.
Incredible.
Yeah, it's got a lot of big comedians in it.
Oh, gotcha.
But it was directed by Michael Moore.
Oh, that does sound fun because I love his humor.
It seemed like a lot of kind of that male humor you were talking about, though.
Oh.
Yeah.
Tough.
But thank you guys for coming out.
Again.
As always. And yeah. Bye. I don't know what to say.
I was gonna let you just sit in it for a little bit.
Yeah.
If you think capitalism is good, just do some research. That's all I'm gonna say. Really dig into why you would think that. Do some reflection, okay? Because you're wrong.
Absolutely.
And that's that. Thank you for listening. Bye-bye.
This one.
Oh, this one. Oh, this one.